Lumen Cayetano, Senior Solid Waste Technician, Belize Solid Waste Management Authority. This meeting was very important, I believe, due to the fact that waste management has never really been a priority, has never been elevated to this level. And in the case of Belize, we have been doing quite a lot in terms of waste management, improving disposal sites, constructing transfer stations, and sanitary landfills.
I'm the head of the Sanitation Management Unit at the Ministry of Communities, unit that is in charge of waste management in Guyana. For too long, solid waste have been kept at the back burner of development. So this is a good forum to bring it to the fore so that we could move collectively as a region in terms of managing solid waste.
An opportunity for practitioners in the region, policymakers to get together to discuss waste management issues. This is the first one that we're having in the region, organized by the CWWA, the United Nations Environment, Pan American Health Organization, the Caribbean Development Bank, and the Inter-American Development Bank. So we do in fact have some high-level development partners working with us on this. The outcomes of this really have demonstrated to us that we have elevated waste management agenda in the region from being a discussion among technical people to the level of policy and at the political level. What it means is that when our solid waste authorities and persons working in the sector have issues that need to be addressed, it can now be elevated to the level where the politicians and policymakers can sit up and take notice, because it's coming from a forum like this, which are saying, these are the problems we have, these are the issues we have. One of the key elements coming out of this is that we're developing an action plan, strategic action plan for waste management in the region. And it's a regional plan which has implications for how waste management is organized and addressed at the country level, right down in the case of Guyana at the municipal level. And this action plan is going to be presented at the UN Environment Assembly, which takes place in December in Nairobi. And at that assembly, the Caribbean will have an opportunity to present what we are working on in the region. We have a space. The action plan, already we have indications of support from the government of the Netherlands and the partners whom I already mentioned. We understand that the president of Guyana, Dr. Granger, will be at the UNEA, as we're calling it, the UN Environmental Assembly in Nairobi in December, will be one of the champion ministers who will be addressing the Assembly on the issue of pollution, of which waste is an aspect. So it really has been important for us. Beyond now, we're going to be focusing on how we keep the network going. All the persons who have been here, who are involved in waste management, what instruments can be used to share information, to get them to work together, to have common objectives and so on. So those are part of the discussions that took place as well. In addition, the IDB is working with its member countries to execute what we're calling an evaluation tool. It really is a data management tool, and the forum agreed that this data is very, very important, because if at the end of the day there are management issues for decision making, the countries need to have their act together. If you know what waste is generated, what types of waste, generated by whom, what quantities of waste, then you can better put in place systems to address it. Without having that kind of data, you probably would be planning in the absence of, in an airy-fairy kind of way, without solid evidence of what you need to address. So those are the key things that have come out. They're very practical suggestions about public awareness and communication, how to get to the public man in the street, their obligations and so on towards keeping us a clean environment. To the politicians and the policy makers, to the solid waste authorities, to the private sector, that must be engaged if you're looking at issues like transforming waste as a resource. And so it has been comprehensive. It's a first for us, and we anticipate, based on the feedback from some of the members who are here, that we will continue this forum. P.S. McGarrell of the Ministry of Communities mentioned that it was historic in that the first one of its kind was held here in Guyana. So I think that was extremely significant.